Hello,
Hello.
everyone. Jay, the picture's gone now.
What? No. What? No, it
It
can't
was
be.
there, and now there's just nothing.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, welcome back. We having some technical. Is it back?
No, there's not.
Okay. Let's see. Start sharing. Now?
It is not there.
Fuck. Okay. Whatever. I'll try it out later.
Yeah, welcome everyone. A great start here. Amazing
Yeah,
start,
always.
as usual. That our big spoiler review for WandaVision, the complete series, I guess.
The whole thing, every episode.
Complete show.
Mm-hmm.
Complete show. So it's been a ride for sure, man.
Yeah.
It's been crazy.
There's been some moments for sure. We're back again after a few months, but takes time.
It's been like a month.
Yeah,
It's been a few months.
Mm-hmm.
The last video was obviously the Mandalorian. Oh, it was actually the Wonder Woman review.
Oh yes, the amazing
Wonder Woman
review.
/ 2020 in review.
Love that video.
Now we're back to talk about something way better.
Mm-hmm.
I to talk about it. How about you, man?
I'm actually I'm not as happy to talk about it because I like talking about Wonder Woman 1984.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we can just end this right now.
Okay. All right, guys. That's been the episode.
Watching, guys. And we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Okay, so what should we start off with? Episode.
Let's start off with, man. Let's just talk about the marketing for the show for a bit.
Okay, this is a new angle.
I remember. Okay, a long time ago. Where I was in my cafeteria in school in like 10, I think, or 11, and I see on my Instagram, Disney apparently developing a show based on Scarlet Witch and Vision for its new streaming service, which didn't even have a name, for just its streaming service. Okay, so this would be interesting. It was weird because like Vision at the time.
Yeah, he's gone. Still is, but.
Then a little something called Comic-Con happened. Massive announcement, which that was just an amazing day. James.
Yeah.
We were tweaking at all the announcements, and there's something called WandaVision.
Yeah, that honestly, it was such a weird.
Yeah. We were just like, that's a terrible title, man. This title sucks.
And they had the screen cap of the storyboard footage of just like Vision and Wanda just chilling in the living room.
And they said what it was about, that it was going to be based on like classic sitcoms. And I remember just thinking,
what the?
This is odd. They're going on direction of this. But I was actually very excited about it because it reminded me of the Truman Show.
Mm-hmm.
There's
a lot of Truman Show stuff.
An amazing movie, which we've talked about on this before. But we both know.
We both hate that movie.
Me excited about it. And what about you, man? What were your thoughts about it?
Honestly, I was like super I didn't know. I was like, oh my god, we're gonna get Wanda's back. She's gonna be in Doctor Strange. Multiverse of Madness, and we're like, yo, what that? Like, I remember that the whole time we were just shocked, like in all the reveals. But I think WandaVision was the one like swept in the rug the most. I think because it was just like sitcom, weird. Like, what is this? But it had some cool stuff. I think some like leading up to it, like. I don't know. It just was so out of the norm, but I think that was a good choice in the end of the day of this project. Let's say.
I mean, but the way I was feeling when I saw that Legend of the Ten Rings subtitle.
Oh.
Okay, but that's neither here nor there.
Mm-hmm.
So Then, the show got pushed back, obviously, as everything else did.
Yeah.
We waited patiently. We were good, and we finally got it. And January 15th, I think, got the first 2 episodes. Episode 1 was filmed for a live studio audience, and episode 2 is "Don't Touch That Dial."
Wow. I love the titles of the show. It's
Me too, man. Great titles.
They're pretty fantastic, but
And right off the bat, man, this show started when I pressed play. I was just so impressed
of the way they did everything.
The way they did, how they went in with all the classic sitcom stuff. I'm a big fan of classic sitcoms. I'm a big fan of Bewitched. I've watched a lot of Bewitched.
Really?
Yeah. And I got it all on DVD.
Okay.
It really was invoking that, and it wasn't like just a parody. Like you could tell there's so much love put into like the creators of the show had a genuine love for all those other shows.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a strong point of the show. Like they really paid homage to every sitcom era they did, which was kind of brilliant. So that's definitely the highest points, I think, just how interesting this world meshes with Dick Van Dyke, and they're that rhymes, but yeah.
And these first 2 episodes, man, I was hooked right off the gate. I think actually the sitcom aspect of it was actually really good, and just as a sitcom, I found myself watching and laughing and just invested into it.
Yeah, I think not everyone will say that, but I did miss it when it kind of started to derail from that, even though I wanted answers. 100%. But these first 2 episodes were like, what the fuck is going on? It was basically like a horror show. These first, it was literally straight up Twilight Zone. You just had I think the craziest part of this show was when you just see this couple and the guy's just choking. And
yes, of the first episode, because that first episode is all sitcom.
Yeah, it's 100% a sitcom.
Except for the one scene where this guy's choking. Also, what the hell happened to that guy? Because you never see him again after episode.
Yeah. Frankly, he died. She had to kill him.
I guess he did. Because he wasn't with his wife. His wife was literally the one who's saying, "Let us all die." That's
Spoilers, but this is a spoiler review. But kidding. Yeah. That is the mom from that 70s show.
Which is another great role.
I love all the sitcom actors that they actually hired for this show. It's kind of remarkable. You had
let me just shout out Catherine Hahn, who's
Catherine Hahn, wonderful performance in the show.
Fits so well in the sitcom world as the nosy neighbor who.
I know, she honestly kind of stole the scenes whenever she was in it.
Whenever she's there, she was stealing the scenery, man.
Because there's always something off, and you couldn't really put your finger on it.
Yeah, but then you start to get into episode 2, and more starts happening with all the. She finds the helicopter.
Yep, that was interesting.
The one crazy thing, she sees the beekeeper and she says no.
Yeah, she will.
What the hell happened to that beekeeper?
I think he just transformed into something.
I guess. We also met Geraldine.
Yeah, in episode 4.
Episode 2.
Oh yeah, she is in episode 2. She's just like, "Hey guys, what's up?" Yeah, I think episode 2 is
details, Bev.
Episode 2 is definitely the strongest point of these sitcom moments, because it's just this crazy goofy world. There's some funny stuff going on. I liked Drunk Vision. I thought that was kind of hilarious.
I thought, dude, that David Schwimmer guy is the best.
Yeah, I know. I think he's his twin brother. Honestly. He's on TikTok too. He's been interacting on there.
It's funny you say that, man, because I actually, for episode 1.
What'd you say?
Actually, for episode 1 to episode 2.
Really? I think I like episode.
I got my ranking out. We'll get into it after we talk about it.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, so this is definitely the highlight. These first 2 episodes are highlight, and I've recommended this to a few people, and they asked if they could just skip the second episode because of the sitcom-y. I don't know. I guess black and white
Some people
sitcoms
just hate sitcoms straight
aren't for
up.
everybody.
So
Frankly,
yeah.
I don't even love black and white sitcoms or most sitcoms for that matter, but like family sitcoms, I guess I'm the biggest fan of. But I thought it worked really well for what this show was trying to tell and the story that they were going for.
One reason I think the show loses steam a bit for me, is I actually prefer the older sitcoms to newer ones.
Really?
I just find them genuinely like funnier, you know.
I think they're more funny
like, for the time. Like that's really funny, you know.
Yeah, I also think they're more funny to satirize too because of like all of the history behind it as well. Because once you get to Modern Family, you're just kind of like, this is just Modern Family.
Yeah, it's just Modern Family. Like Modern Family's better.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah. So, what do you think about episode 3, which is
episode 3 is now in color because at the end of episode 2,
yes, now in color,
you get the color coming out.
This was quite an interesting episode, I gotta say as well. I like the
I think it's a great episode. Yeah,
the 70s.
Yeah, the tension really starts coming at the end of this episode.
There is a lot
of trailers,
and
the commercials.
Yeah, we didn't even cover the commercials, which honestly didn't bear much of a meaning on this show.
It didn't end up being all that important. It was just kind of just things, you know.
It's a little context.
So the first commercial toaster. The second
with the bomb
is what was the second one?
The Strucker watch.
Strucker watch, yes. And the third one is Hydra Soak.
Love that. So this was the
we got some pregnancy hijinks because
I love the costume in this episode too, and the house looks awesome.
It looks amazing. The house.
Because the house always changes, right? I think that was my favorite look of the house. Yeah, I think I honestly liked it when it was just Wanda and Vision. This is like the last time it's just them interacting with each other. Yeah. There's not any like baggage going on too, because they have a lot of great chemistry, like amazing chemistry.
Amazing.
You can even tell when they're like on interviews and stuff. They're besties. They're besties.
Yeah, Paul Bettany, Elizabeth Olsen, they kill this show.
I think they're just two very charismatic people. So if you put them in a room together, it's gonna be good.
It's magic.
Whoa. Magic, you say? So yeah, we get a hint. We get the first hint of real magic in this episode. The breaking of the walls, we could say. For
obviously Geraldine.
She is questioning stuff.
Now she appears to be. And then we get some Ultron name drop too.
Yeah, and then we get the stuff with Herb and Agnes in the front, and he's just he's sawing through the gate, like what do you even call it? The fence thing?
The fence.
Which I honestly love that kind of stuff too, because it's just like first of all they're spoofing.
That's really the Truman Show stuff of it.
They're spoofing Home Improvement with like the guy on the
neighbor.
And then they're also like doing something different. I just think that stuff is really where it shines, where they're really subverting these tropes, but also like adding it to the context of the show, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, we get some crazy stuff. She's pregnant. There's a bunch of hijinks going on with the doctor. The doctor stuff was pretty great, I gotta say.
That stuff was great. But then at the end, obviously the twins are born.
Tommy and Bill.
And but at the end, like Vision is really just starting to.
Yeah, the cracks are showing.
What the hell is even going on here?
And we also get the final like little piece of like what the fuck moment, which was Dead Vision's face.
No, that was not this episode.
Oh, it wasn't. No, it was.
It was not.
What? You're lying.
We'll get into that.
Dude, come on. It was episode 3.
It was not, James.
It was
How
episode
much
4?
is that right now? Yeah.
No way, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Okay, I mean, all right.
And yeah, but you know, Geraldine gets flung right off out of Westview and into some military compound looking thing, and then the episode ends, and it's like, whoa, it's crazy. We gotta wait a week. For the next.
Mhm.
A week went by, and then we got just a great episode entitled "We Interrupt This Program." Now, this episode starts off with a bang. Big bang.
Big Bang.
Okay?
Mhm.
You want to tell us how it started off?
This is the exposition episode, I believe, right?
Yeah.
And it's Monica literally spawning in on the hospital bed, or not
After the
hospital bed, but
snap. Second
beside the
snap.
hospital bed. And then she's like just like freaking out. This is again a lot of people are saying this is a lot darker version of the unsnapping, I guess, because and Far From Home was just like the band and the basketball.
Shenanigans.
But here it's like, oh, my mom died and I was dead.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so basically find out this is Monica Rambeau from Captain Marvel. Obviously, she's a little girl.
Yeah.
And her mother did pass away while she got snapped away.
Mm-hmm.
But then we found out she's been working for an agency called Sword, and basically as a pilot.
Yes, Photon.
And you know she gets grounded because everyone who's in the snap has to get grounded.
Mm-hmm.
Director of Sword, who's a special individual, man.
He's a specialist.
By the name of Hayward, and
what's his first name? Like George.
Probably like Nathaniel or something. Or
Dick
no,
Hayward.
No, it's some really like.
Let me see. I gotta see what.
Tyler.
It is Tyler. Awful.
Tyler.
Awful name for a director.
And but yeah, she's working at Sorty, and then Tyler Hayward says, "Oh, yeah, there's some special case in New Jersey. Let's check it out." And Monica goes and sees the king himself, Jimmy Wooback Woo,
portrayed by the wonderful Randall Park.
Amazing Randall Park, and you know he does the card trick. He learned it from Ant-Man. We were all hyped. It was amazing.
Mm-hmm. Then Monica's like, this is kind of weird. This little force field area. Let me just touch it, and then she goes, and she gets sucked right in.
Sucked right into this force field, which is. And then they go, "Oh, this is freaking out. We gotta call some specialists," and they call up Darcy Lewis from the Thor films, and you know,
yes,
is just great in this and fits in it perfectly. And then
another sitcom actress. Of Two Broke Girls fame. So again, fits perfectly in the show.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is just the exposition heavy episode where we find out what is going on from the outside perspective, which honestly it wasn't totally necessary, besides the fact that we get some cool other characters to kind of bounce off. But we could kind of understand that, okay, she's definitely manipulating these people. Even if it isn't overtly clear, you kind of know. But they needed to do this. I'm not complaining about it. But
that's when we get, at the end of this episode, is when we get the dead Vision head.
Okay. Yes.
From a different. They kind of show it like how it's actually happening.
Yeah.
Because last episode we were seeing it through the perception. We also find out that the entire anomaly is transmitting frequencies that like go to the
TV, radio waves, whatever they are.
So everyone at Sword, especially Darcy and Jimmy, have been watching WandaVision.
They've been binging. And then they also have WandaVision theories about it or whatever.
Oh boy. We'll talk about theories later.
No, but I'm saying like just more meta.
Yeah, I love it because like the theories are just what everyone was saying. Why hexagons? Is it Skrulls? Is it?
Lots of comment. Like I thought that was again I was like, oh my god, they're doing oh my god. And then like every question like everyone was asking was on that whiteboard that Jimmy was writing.
Sure.
So it was awesome.
We got new rock stars right that.
They send in a hazmat suit guy underground.
They do, and that turns into the beekeeper from episode 2.
Yep. Because I was kind of freaking out. I was like, oh my god. He was just in a hazmat suit the whole time. And he looked like a beekeeper. This is so stupid. But it was because like they didn't have hazmat suits in the era.
Changed it up. Changed it up.
Love that. So that was the episode 4 exposition main.
Episode ends pretty much in the exact same place the last episode ended.
Yes,
then splits and saying it's all Wanda though. We get the clarification from Monica that it's all Wanda controlling these and causing these people.
And this episode we get the dead Vision.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
We do. And
that was a little confusing.
About the dead Vision.
My apologies. Yeah, and then that also tripped people up because we all thought she was just carrying around a corpse this whole time.
Yeah.
So but that gets clarified. It's because that's arguably worse than what Wonder Woman did in her Grief movie. But objectively, Wanda is better now than with dealing with grief than.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
Objectively, definitively, she's better.
I would not say that, my friend. But
and I'm playing.
Get to the next episode. Which for me is like on the roller coaster of WandaVision. This was the peak.
Yes.
I love this episode so much. Episode 5 on a very special episode. So it's the 80s now.
The roaring
intro. We got speaking of, we haven't been talking about the intros. I'm the scorer and all crazy. They all have the same. They use the same notes and the score. This is a fantastic score in the show. I'm giving the score a 9. There's one thing they do with the score at the very end that we'll mention at the very end that make it get pumped. But so on a very special episode, this episode is great. What do you think about this episode, man?
The Full House style. Episode. We get the kids and they're going crazy, and then they're
crazy. They're aging like crazy. We got the crazy thing at the beginning with Agnes saying like acting like an actress and be like, you want to take that again, and everyone's
yes, that was this episode. That was fucking insane.
That was insane when that was happening.
And so we get that. They just grow out of nowhere and they're like, hey, what's up? Like,
yeah, for real. And this is all intercut with some sword stuff, kind of, and like what their plan is going forward.
And this is where like Hayward solidifies himself as a complete asshole.
Yeah, he shows all the fake footage of her.
And he's like, she's a terrorist. She doesn't have a goofy name.
So the whole plot of there's some crazy stuff with Vision too at the office.
Yes, oh my god, I love that scene so much.
Vision not trusting Wanda. This episode.
This is when their computer was happening, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god, so amazing that scene.
I feel so excited thinking about this episode, man.
This is such a fantastic episode.
Definitely
the climax of the show. Which would make sense because it's literally the middle point. But this is where most things come to a head, kind of thing, with the confrontation at the very end, which has probably my favorite scene in the show.
I know, it's mine, 100%.
Where Wanda rolls the credits and as they're arguing.
Rolls the credits on him. There's a whole thing, but even like the way like he just walks in silent, he's washing his hands.
Because they buried the dog. The whole dog thing happened.
The kids bury the dog.
Which Sparky, whatever, that's kind of a non. Oh, we have to mention Billy's classic line, or Tommy's classic line. Or is it Billy or Tommy? I can't remember. You can't fix dead? Which is
fix dead.
Which is the remarkably acted line. I love the script writing. I think that was improv, to be honest, but it's
he said on an interview for the Criterion Collection that it was complete improv.
This is on the Criterion Collection?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. His name is John F.
Wood.
Gone Shabani.
No.
Yeah,
Man. They're just yelling at each other. Norm, as a family, Wanda, you can't be doing this. She's like, oh, and they're raising their voice, and then they're squaring up in the air. It's like, woof.
Mm-hmm.
So crazy. They're both so conflicted, don't know what's going on, and then, ding dong,
Mm-hmm.
the doorbell, and she says, Vision, I did not do that.
which is such a classic thing because she always is doing like distractions and rewinds.
Mm-hmm. But
so we don't trust her right now.
Yeah.
And who is at the door but none other than 3, 2, 1
Ralph
Peters. Ralph Peters.
It's Evan Peters and Quicksilver. When I tell you I was losing my mind.
And she's like, "You're not gonna give your long lost brother a hug?"
Dude, this is like, oh, this episode's so good. It's like, hey,
like, what's up with the popsicle? And then it just cuts.
It's the popsicle, and it cuts. I'm like, oh, perfect episode. Cannot wait for the next one.
That scene got everyone tripping because that opened a whole can of worms.
We all thought that they're crossing over. They're going with the multiverse. Everything we've heard from Spider-Man No Way Home, the other Spider-Man appearing, we thought this is opening the door to that.
Because this could have been explained as, oh, this is Vision from another universe, and I'm saying like everyone who's in that show is just another, I don't know. It's just this would just be a theory that would come out of that. That's how you would explain it. She just opened the multiverse, but as we know, this kind of gets ruffled as time goes on. But it was a crazy reveal. I think it was an awesome thing for them to do.
People were freaking out.
Jonathan and I believe both agree that this was kind of a coincidence hiring because they couldn't get.
That's my thought. Is they tried to get Aaron Taylor Johnson,
and he would not do it. But
so they said, instead of getting a whole third guy, let's just get someone who's already Quicksilver, right?
Exactly, which is a very meta choice.
It works as like a red herring for just the viewers, I guess, to like trick more.
And then even we get Darcy, who is the what word would you use that she's the oh my god, the surrogate viewer. Yes, she's the surrogate for the viewer.
Pietro?
Yeah, who says they recast Pietro, which is basically what everyone's saying because they literally did. And yeah, it was a crazy final scene to the episode. I'm very excited to talk about it.
Great episode that was. The next episode.
Episode Sheesh.
Which is the all-new Halloween Spectacular.
This was a fun episode, I gotta say.
I think this was a fun episode, too.
Quite fun. I had a good time with it. I liked the Malcolm in the Middle style, even though I never seen the show. But
I'm a big fan of Malcolm in the Middle.
John's favorite thing.
I appreciated this.
I think the kids do a really good job in this episode.
They get so much better in this episode than they did in the last.
They get a chance to shine, which is nice.
Yeah. It's cool to see all the costumes.
Yeah, it's amazing, the costumes. I love the Evan Peters stuff at the beginning. I think he was kind of fun, pretty funny, just being that classic trophy
cool uncle,
bum uncle.
He was. I think this episode's really just the funnest episode, really.
It was a lot of fun,
except for when you go to the Vision end of things.
I know.
Then it's not fun. This guy's tweaking.
Very sad, actually.
All these people stuck in a loop. They're literally crying while they're in this loop.
Yeah, that's also one of the very frightening scenes that I just love how haunting it was. That one woman just hanging up that piece and then just crying. Yeah. They haven't. What did they say at the end? They haven't eaten or they haven't slept. I forget.
Slept, I think.
Yeah, which is crazy. It's basically like an open world video game where the further you go out, the worse the graphics get, and like the invisible walls start to come in on Ellis Avenue. I think that's what it was. And of course we have the nosy neighbor at the end of the street, kind of freaking out, playing God knows what. She's just like, "Oh, you're the Vision," and then she's also kind of frozen.
So, like Vision unfreezes her, and she's like, "Oh, are you gonna save us? You need to help us." He's like, "Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna try." But then we get the crazy scene where
Mm-hmm.
we leave the hex.
Yes, which was ridiculous stuff.
Crazy.
So he's getting absolutely sucked out, like is getting the life literally
Mhm.
sucked out of him. No innuendo intended, but uh, and we get to see Hayward, who's just like, hey man, he can get sucked out of it. It's fine. Um,
Yeah,
and
Darcy's freaking out, going, "Help him!" Yeah,
honestly, the one thing that I find kind of
shenanigans with
ironic
all the
is,
sword people, and they all
yeah,
eat stuff.
yeah, they handcuffed Darcy to the thing, and they get sucked into the hex
Mhm.
because Wanda expands it,
Yeah,
and
save.
well, and as this is going on, Pietro's asking a bunch of like
Yeah,
prying
weird.
questions.
Like, yeah, and Vase trying to figure out how Wanda did this, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. Another part I like about this episode a lot was the callback things, like the flashback cutaways.
Yeah. They flashback
I
to his
like that they
kid.
spoof that too.
Hmm
And yeah, I again we briefly talked about the costumes, but the costumes were delightful
Great.
in this thing. I thought, what a way to do it. And we saw the classic Scarlet Witch costume, and we got a look at that little crown thing, which after seeing that, I'm like, oh my god, she has to have that at the end.
Mhm.
And we'll see what happens with that.
Still see what happens at the end, but
I honestly, I don't think Vision's costume gets enough credit because it looks amazing.
it's great. It's a greasy. Now he's a Mexican wrestler, and
Which was a kind of a ridiculous way of explaining it, but
yeah,
it's fine.
hey, what are you doing? Sitcom.
Yeah, sitcom. So yeah, this episode ends with the circus coming to town, as we could say, with the thing.
Oh yeah, for
I just
sure.
want to
Yeah.
say a little hint of irony is that we've talked more about Darcy and Hayward than we have talked about Monica in this thing, which I think she was the tertiary character of the show. But
Yeah.
um, I will go into my problems with that character, and I think the potential that it had, which I haven't
Okay.
discussed with Jonathan, but I've been dwelling on it a little bit. Um,
All right. I'm excited for that now.
okay, so that's that episode, right?
So
Episode
moving on
6,
to episode
Spooktacular.
7, which is Breaking the Fourth Wall.
I love that title as well. I think that's awesome.
Great title. So this is like the Modern Family / Office style episode. The theme
Mhm.
literally exactly the same as the Office theme. Like
I know,
it's
like it's in the same like note, like just I think
yeah.
a different key or something. I'm not a music guy, but
And
yeah, this is probably the most dull episode, I
yeah,
would
this is
say.
my least favorite episode of the season.
I don't know. You watch the thing and you're hoping that there's like something of intrigue
Crazy.
going on,
I mean, there
but
definitely is some crazy things in the episode.
yeah, I don't know. I just felt like the execution was off.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe
one big
it's
thing is that Monica gets her powers.
yes, that's a big thing. I think maybe it's just the way this episode was shot. I think
Maybe,
with just kind of I don't know the coloring and the color grading and like I don't know. I can't put my finger on it, but it looks like almost like the real world, but not enough like the real world, and it's kind of like this uncanny thing where you're like, okay, well, you know what the problem I think with it is that the real world stuff outside the hex is very bland in comparison to the stuff in the hex, where it's like very
Yes.
vibrant colors. Like she pulls up to the aerospace engineer, and it just looks so weird. Like it's just I don't know.
Yeah.
I think the budget was kind of low coming to that, but can't
Okay.
blame
Yeah.
them for that. Yeah, we didn't talk about the aerospace engineer, which was a
Yeah.
big,
That no one.
which was the big
But
anticipated
that's really
thing.
kind of our bad
It is
because
our bad, but it's also their bad because they kept like, oh, I'm texting someone. Who is it? I have a
I
guy.
mean, they only said it twice, but
I don't know. I think it's just
in a
the
show like this, you say it twice, it usually means something big.
Mhm. If we saw like it's like Agent Butterfield like on her phone, you'd be like, all right, this is just a random person. Who cares?
Mm-hmm.
But then they had that like mystery behind it, which is it's a mystery show. Obviously, they're gonna egg you on for the whole show. I don't know, but they turned out to be just this crew of like rogue sword people, or not rogue sword people, I guess. Who knows what side is the main sword side. Wow, tongue twister. Yeah, and they build the tank engine, Tank 5000. Monica drives it in, and she's like, you know what? I'm gonna do it again.
She's going in. She goes in.
Mm-hmm. And I think the photon scene, I guess is what people will call it, is a pretty great scene.
Me too.
As I was watching it, I was just kind of like, what's going on here? But I think like just looking at the way it's kind of like the different aspects of her merging together, and it's like the TV stuff, the static. I think it's cool. So I think it was a cool scene. It's definitely, some people on Twitter were saying it's the best superhero origin of the whole MCU. I have to disagree. Yeah. I think Carol Danvers is probably a better origin story than her.
Really?
Well, just the origin scene, I guess. I don't know. I think it wasn't the best thing ever. I do think that Monica Rambeau did deserve to have a bigger part in this show, and maybe even her own show to do this stuff in it. I don't know. I feel like it's just I wasn't invested enough in her because I was too invested in the Wanda stuff, because Wanda as a character trumps her, in my opinion, because just of the bond that we've built with her for 6 years or whatever. Yeah, I decided I was gonna get into that later. Okay, I'm gonna put a pin in it. She gets photon powers, and then she has the little costume thing, which looks awesome. Yeah. I gotta say, she's the queen of tucked in shirts. I don't think she was in a costume that didn't have a tucked in shirt, which I love the consistency in this whole thing. I think even when she was in the Hex, she had tucked in shirts.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure as Geraldine she did as well. Yeah. So Jonathan, you want to explain what happened at the end?
Well, basically throughout the episode, Vision's with Darcy in the van.
Yes.
Whole episode, just chatting about. Darcy kind of tells Vision who he is because he doesn't remember before Westview, and Wanda's kind of given up pretty much.
Yeah, she's in a very big
and the boys. She gives the boys to Agnes.
There is a lot of glitching going on in her.
A lot of glitching going on in the house.
Her home.
Basically, at the end of the episode, Monica pulls up to the house, and Wanda freaks out.
Oh, that was pretty cool.
But then we do see a little bit of the photon powers, when she.
A little bit of the superhero landing.
I think she got some superhero landings going on. Then basically they're arguing, and like Monica's trying to get to her better side and say, "Please, you have to stop this. You're hurting people. You got to stop." And Wanda's starting to hear out, but then Agnes pulls up quick and says, "Young lady, you need to leave."
I know that. At that point, you can kind of tell that she's from the 1600s with her attitude.
Yeah.
And
they pull up to Agnes's house.
Yes, and where are the kids?
They're nowhere.
Yo Gabba Gabba is blaring on the TV.
Gabba's blasting, and they're saying, "Jump, jump, jump." Wanda says, "Where's the kids?" And she says, "Oh, they're probably playing in the basement." They go to the basement. There's these tree-ish vines.
Yes, some mystic vines.
We go to this place that looks like this insane ritual
cathedral, which I gotta say, I did think it was the final battle scene of Age of Ultron. It did look like that, just black, which I thought was a cool nod. Yeah, and then we get a glimpse of a book of Agatha Harkness revealing herself, and
reveals she's Agatha Harkness.
And then we get the best scene of the whole show.
Top of the century.
Which is Agatha all along. Tops the charts of iTunes for that week. Yeah.
So we've got a great little montage of her that she's been tampering with a bunch of stuff.
She's been messing up everything.
Yeah.
You know what a great line of that song that I couldn't hear as I was watching because I was just too excited was like, "She's insidious." I thought that was a bar. And yeah, there was that was a great ending. I think that was like, oh, you're right, let's
I mean,
go.
the last thing. Oh, and I killed Sparky too.
Because everyone knew that that's kind of what they were going with, but I think
Sure.
just the way they revealed it made it like all the better. You know what I mean? So at least people got that kind of that thing right. You know, she could just been another red herring, and then this was just a sitcom
Yeah.
show, and that's it for the whole thing. Like there's just no villain this whole entire thing.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I love that ending of the thing. I think that made this mediocre episode
Yeah.
good, worth watching.
Then episode ends, but we do get our first end credit scene in this episode.
Yeah, we start off in episode 7, which is an odd way to go with end credit scenes, but we get the first end credit scene.
And
It's Snooper's gonna snoop, right?
Monica, yes, she's looking around at the basement of Agatha's house, and we just see Pietro as he was going. Yeah, Pietro, and he just says Super's gonna snoop.
Yeah, and then that's it.
And it ends.
And now, here is where the denouement.
We get to episode 8.
Yes.
Previously on, which I think is a fantastic. This episode
is a great title. So, here we get some flashback mania insanity with
mania, man.
Quantum mania.
I know that Pietro is fake. You get that? The second I hear this being said, I kind of knew. Okay, so
this is not Evan
Peters universe thing, which
yeah,
was a little disappointing. But I'm like, okay, fine. I got expectations here.
Yeah, so then we get some great stuff with I think the added lore of the show really enhances Age of Ultron for sure. 100%. I loved the first scene of them as kids in Sokovia.
I think that was out of all the flashbacks, I think that might be my favorite one.
Because we get an actual explanation like, they had movie night in Sokovia.
Yeah, they had movie night. Little family. All these TV shows because her dad was selling the DVDs of the shows.
Yeah, and this is how they learn English. We see there's some
Wanda watching the Dick Van Dyke Show and just like
her favorite.
In love with it.
And then we see there's the war-torn stuff going on in the background, and probably the most like fucking jarring visual in this whole show is the bomb going off as this sweet girl is smiling watching her favorite show, and then the parents get decimated. But we get a crazy reveal here that was the fact that she survived and her brother did is a testament to potential powers as a kid before she had the stone.
Yeah, this episode opens confirming Agatha as a witch and showing her in the witch trials.
Oh yeah,
who also is a witch trying to kill her.
That was a good scene as well.
Dark magic. That was a great scene. A little backstory on her there, but yes.
And so yeah, we get that. We get like probability hex or whatever. And then we cut towards the Strucker thing, I believe, right?
Yes, we go to Hydra.
And this was also a crazy scene because we find out that everyone else who got tested and signed up for this shit got destroyed by the stones. I don't know how that happened, but like, did they touch this? Maybe because
they just touched it and destroyed. It's like the Power Stone in Guardians.
I was gonna say like the Power Stone. It's just too powerful. So yeah, and then but that thing just like spoke to her, and we see that we see the yellow color.
Yellow showing her future. Something.
Which I love that scene where we get to see like the little bits of the costume that she would wear. And so we get to find out that she was chosen by the stone, we could say.
She was chosen.
And then we get probably the best monologue of the show, where it's at the Avengers building right after Age of Ultron, because we don't really know what happened in between Age of Ultron and with her, because like that was quite a traumatic turn of events for her life, and she's just like, hey, I'm just chilling.
Oh, just hanging out, watching Malcolm in the Middle.
But we get some great stuff with Vision.
Great stuff. Seeing the relationship, kind of the beginnings of it. It's a great line. What is grief? Love persevering. I thought that
props
was
to that.
really emotional.
We get a lot of great Vision stuff in this show, which I'm very happy with because he got benched hard in the last two movies he was in beforehand, which is sad because he was a great part of Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
But here he gets to shine, which I love it. Paul Bettany does a fantastic job as him.
Fantastic.
Which is kind of remarkable because imagine hiring a guy as a voice actor and then being like, you know what, we're bringing you in for.
We're bringing you in, maybe.
Because I don't know if that was like the plan all along. It definitely wasn't. But I think it's a great. I don't know. It's great. Because what if they just got a guy who just couldn't play? Like they just couldn't do him as Vision. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it worked out. Maybe they had it in the back of their heads, just kind of like.
No, that was a Joss idea.
What do you mean?
I'll tell you the story because they say this on the special features for Age of Ultron.
All right. Let's hear it.
While they're filming Avengers 1, Joss Whedon says to Kevin Feige, if you ever do Avengers 2, Ultron should be the villain. And you should have Jarvis be put into Vision so you can have Paul Bettany play Vision.
Damn.
And they said, okay, bet. They did it.
Hey, that's the one good thing that Joss Whedon has done for the Marvel for cinema franchise as a whole. And yeah, so we get that great stuff with Vision, and I think that's the last flashback, if I'm not mistaken.
No. There's one more.
There's one more. Tell me what it is.
On the storming sword, not even storming sword. She goes to sword because.
Oh yes, and a very important.
She asked for him back. They let her in. She's saying to Hayward, "I just want him back," and she said, "Well, we can't really give him to you back." They show him, and he's torn into pieces.
Yeah, they're scrapping him because he's worth $3 billion of vibranium.
I just want to bury him. They're like, "Oh, we can't do that." She goes, she feels him, and she just says, crazy callback to Infinity War. She said, but then she says she can't feel him. And so
that was a very sad scene. I had a little bit of tears.
Yeah, it was very sad. She ends up just peacefully leaving the compound. So that footage you saw of her feeling the body was completely faked.
Completely deep fake, Photoshop.
100%. And she leaves the compound, and we see she has this deed next to her. To drive to a
little place.
called Westview, New Jersey, and we see all the people who have been characters in the show WandaVision.
And I gotta say, the town looked very depressing.
Yeah, it did.
She did all those people a favor, even if they were tormented. Their lives improved tremendously. It's fine. Who cares? Who cares about Norm and the gang? It's all about Wanda.
We see she goes to an empty kind of frame foundation of a house.
Yeah.
The blueprint, and there's a heart on where the house is, and it says to grow old in.
So sad.
So sad, and I guess this is where they had bought this house to live together, probably during their time before Infinity War.
Man, that's so devastating.
She just loses it, breaks down, starts crying, and all the power comes flowing out of her. Creates this whole world, all in black and white world, and she, from herself, her own power, creates
this entire Hex thing. Which was great. I thought that explanation of how this happened was pretty cool. That she even created Vision out of her power. Looked pretty amazing. That kind of scene, that CGI. So that's episode 7. Oh, there's an end credit scene.
No, well, first there's
episode 8. Sorry,
we're done with the flashbacks.
Oh yes, we go to the real world,
and we see that Agatha is in full witch garb. Tommy and Billy strung up.
Yes, in the classic.
No. Why the hell don't they just step back?
In the classic, why don't they just step back to get free of the rope position? And then we get the name drop. Scarlet Witch.
That she's using chaos magic, and she can create life pretty much.
Yeah, whole worlds kind of thing.
You know, she is a Scarlet Witch, and it ends.
You know, if she really wants, she could just do a giant hex around the whole world and then just have the kids just alive and not mind control anybody. Just food for thought.
Yeah.
But besides that, great ending with that. I think the name drop was awesome. I think we've been waiting for it for a long time. Her name is just Wanda, which is a great name, by the way. Wanda's an awesome name. And
we get a crazy end credit scene.
The Luke Skywalker level, blow your brains out. You're gonna grab a shotgun and shoot the TV after reveal of White Vision.
White Vision,
which I called it before this episode aired.
You did somehow.
And Jonathan thinks I got a spoiler, but I 100% did not.
It was so crazy. It's like the morning of the episode, he's like, I think White Vision coming.
I had a premonition.
No reason for him to think that.
I don't know. I was just thinking because like the way he was like, we're gonna launch this. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, they're definitely doing something cool. He
has built a White Vision.
He looks great, by the way. I didn't think he was gonna look that good in that little like first end credit scene, but in the next episode, he looks fantastic.
All right, let's just get into the next episode.
Let's get into the ultimate episode.
It's called the series finale.
Classic final title.
No.
So there's not gonna be WandaVision season 2, guys. The show is canceled after Paul Bettany misleadingly strung fans along.
Kevin
Feige burned the whole cast and crew at the stake after this show was filmed. So sorry, guys. No. This show starts off with a bang, right? It just goes right into the action.
Yeah, it goes right into the action. We just see some fighting between Agatha and Wanda.
I like the little semblances of magic at the beginning, and near the middle. I like that Wanda has just she does not know anything about magic, so she's just like, telekinesis is what's gonna be my way of doing it. And we see how strong Agatha is because she just totally just absorbs these fireballs.
Power.
And we get this really scary scene of her arm turning black for most of the episode, which really, it was like, oh. And then she totally decimates Agatha with a car. Witch of the West style.
Reference with the boots on the ground.
I love that. And then Vision's like, "Hey, babe, what's up?" And then he
White Vision.
White Vision, and he tries to completely smush her face. I'm surprised. Like, I thought she was dead, dude. Like,
I know, it was crazy.
The strain that was going on in her. She must have some kind of added durability or something. That's probably how you explain it, because I feel like Vision would just squish her into a pop if he really wanted to. I like that scene where he's kind of like, "Hey, what's up?" And he's like, die. Like, cool misdirect.
Yeah.
And then he gets absolutely trucked by normal Vision. And then we get a crazy fight scene that goes on for a little bit of time, where it's just the scene with Scott Pilgrim versus Scott Pilgrim. Or what other things? What other Captain America versus Captain America. Like, there's a lot of
fight in Scott Pilgrim.
No, I know. Okay, that's like that's in 4. I meant to say like Captain America versus Captain America, where they're both very evenly matched. Probably, again, this has been talked about to death, but the anti-Thanos maneuver I love that.
So I heard something like, why didn't he use that with Thanos?
Because he was nerfed heavily by the stab wound. He couldn't phase anymore.
Oh yeah. That makes sense. Yeah.
They completely nerfed him. He didn't have. I don't think this guy even had a lick of anything in that movie. He just got stabbed.
Power, bro.
He just got stabbed and called it a day. But yeah, he got completely sidelined. But they had a crazy good fight scene where they're just flying around, lasers. The White Vision has a blue laser, which he doesn't have the Mind Stone, which I have no idea how he shoots it, but it looks really cool.
Blue laser,
Yeah, it looks really cool. I like that little like gap in his head, which is like just like sort of like a stone, but not really. It's a light. Um, there's some cool stuff with that. And on the ground, what's happened with Wanda? She's walking around to town square, right?
Walk around town square, kind of
Going to the mall.
releases all the people. They're all freaking out. We see it. They're in pain.
Oh, we gotta talk about the Dottie scene, which is kind of
Yeah.
crazy. We find out that Dottie has a daughter.
Mm.
And then she's like, "Can she just please be the school bully or something?" Which was that was actually sad. And she's like, "Wanda, come on, just cast me, give me some more screen time or something." Like, that was crazy. And yeah, Agatha is just chilling on top of the of the fucking town square, just like pretty much taunting Wanda.
Yeah. And Wanda ends up fucking choking everyone out.
Yeah, which was kind of crazy.
And she decides, I'll let him all out. I'll let him out.
Yeah, let's go.
And she does.
Then they have a little fight scene with her and Agatha going on. I think this is where she name drops the Darkhold and the Sorcerer Supreme.
Because she just have more power theoretically than the Sorcerer Supreme, which we all know who that is.
Disappointing that we only got name drop, but we'll get into that later. And they have a cool fight. What's going on with the kids? They just like, we gotta help mom. And they go help.
They're fighting all around.
They go help mom.
Taking bullets.
Two other characters aren't doing anything. It doesn't matter. We don't really talk about them.
Hayward goes in. Darcy rams in the truck.
Yes, Darcy rams in the truck. That comes in later. But the kids do a cool scene where they show off their powers. We get to see Billy actually do something with it, which is kind of cool. Very reminiscent of the comics. I read like 3/4 of the Young Avengers comic from 2013 in preparation for this show, which didn't really matter much now, but maybe later on. And we get that stuff, which is cool. We get nothing's happening with Monica. She's doing nothing. She's not in this episode. Pietro got killed in the last episode. Nothing's happening going on with that, right, Johnny? Nothing's going on there.
Yeah, nothing's going on.
Okay.
Except something is going on because
So let's talk about that.
Monica had to escape. He was kind of a prisoner.
Yeah, but they were just chilling out in his.
They were just hanging out, really. He asked if she was a fan of Steven Seagal. He's about to pop in a Blu-ray. And they were just gonna have a great time, but then
she sees some stuff. She's like, this is odd. She sees a snapshot of this guy.
She sees a headshot. He's an actor, and his name
Ralph Boner. Great name.
And so he's the Ralph that Agatha's kept talking about the whole.
Yeah, I like that payoff a little bit.
I like that payoff, but it just just relegated to that kind of dumb little joke.
Yeah, and we just find out he's just a random dude.
I wasn't
doesn't matter at all.
I'd already accepted that it wasn't going to be X-Men.
But I think that was just a stab in the face after you got kicked in the mud. You know what I mean?
Beating a dead horse, really.
Yeah. Monica does her like X-ray vision to see where he gets his power from. I don't know how she was faster than him to tackle him, but let's just say he got caught off by surprise. And
maybe using powers or something. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever. And and he takes off the puka shell. I don't think it's a puka shell anymore. It's like this little bead necklace now.
Yeah, bead necklace.
Takes it off.
He's
just he's chilling. Then she runs to town square to meet up with the gang. And as this is going on, we get some cool teleporty stuff that Wanda does, which she hasn't done before, I don't think. Which I liked her little like sassy look as she did it, where she's just like,
I think that's what she does in I Dream of Jeannie. So I think that's why.
I Dream of Jeannie?
Yeah, like the show.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think that's what the genie does, so that's like.
Oh, I see. I liked it though. I thought it was kind of coy.
She does the thing with
the Tony Stark maneuver.
Yeah, she does a Tony Stark maneuver with Agatha. Takes her to Salem, but her. They got all the dead witches coming from her. And bodies are out of the cut.
Yeah, because they kind of recognize that Agatha's not as bad as this potential world-breaking cosmic force. So they kind of turn on her and attack Wanda, but then Wanda does the whole blast attack, and she gets rid of them, and they go back to the real world.
Yeah, we do get a great scene.
And yeah, as this is going on, we get the Vision Scott Pilgrim scene.
Jay, I know you're a fan of the scene, man.
I love it. I love the scene. I love that it's in a library too. It's kind of ironic that they're both two smart people, and we get to learn about the ship of Theseus, great paradox, and they're both the ship of Theseus, and they sort of merge. Well, he just activates his memories. Yeah. And then White Vision's like, "Damn, this sucks," and he just
White Vision's like, "I'm Vision." It just gets the hell out of there.
He's like, "I'm Vision." All right, boom. He just zips out of there. Yeah. The hex is collapsing currently, so all the sword agents come. Blah blah blah. We don't need to talk about that. It's whatever.
Yeah.
And then we get the final little fight scene in the air with the shooty magic and the runes happen.
Runes happen, and Agatha is beaten. And but the one big great thing that happens there is
we get the costume.
Wanda takes all her magic and brings it in, and we get the costume, which is just
it's a great combination of the comics and this new MCU style.
Incredible, man.
And one thing I do like, because Elizabeth Olsen was kind of talking about how she didn't like how the costumes were like in the comics. She gets her nice, sleek, modest look. That it looks great still though. Like honestly, they I think this is definitely her best costume in the whole MCU.
Oh, yeah.
She only had like 3, but I love the headpiece. I think it's like kind of small, but it fits the look. It kind of has those like etchings in it, and then she's got this little sleek little dress cape thing. Looks awesome.
I love the hood, which we see later on.
Yes, she has the little gloves that go on, and it looks great. She flies down, and yeah, there's that little final confrontation with Agatha.
Agatha by turning her into Agnes, pretty much.
Like, yeah, that was kind of scary. That smile that she just has.
Yeah, turns into
that. I feel bad for the people living in Westview as this psychopath is.
I know, yeah. And it looks like she'll be coming back one day if
yes, they did not kill her, which is good.
Which is a good thing.
She will definitely be returning to do like Wanda. You want to learn how to make fart magic, and she'll learn to do fart magic and the whole thing. Yeah, and that's pretty much the end of the show. They have that big emotional scene.
Then at the end we get Wanda and Vision decide, time to end this world. They walk back to their house. They go, they take the boys in, get a great scene where they're telling the boys that they love them.
Yeah, thanks for picking me, is what she says.
Thanks for choosing me as your mom, which is kind of weird.
Yeah. I don't know what that really means necessarily, but
maybe we'll talk about
that. Honestly, it could just be like a heartfelt kind of thing as well. We're just like, thank you for just like the fate brought us together kind of thing.
And then we get an amazing scene in the living room with Wanda and Vision saying their final goodbyes. We find out
actually get a goodbye scene, which is awesome because they never got that.
Yeah. We find out that Vision is piece of the Mind Stone that's in Wanda.
Yeah, which was pretty cool. It makes sense.
And yeah, we got a great little thing where Vision says, "Oh, he's been an AI, he's been a body, he's been a memory, he's been so many things. Who knows what he'll be next? We've said goodbye so many times. It makes sense, and we'd say hello again."
Yeah, I like that. I like that ending a lot. I like the way it's phrased. Because we still got a deadbeat dad on the loose. Well, he's not really a dad because he's just a body without like a soul. But we still have him there. I think there'll be a kind of crazy. I think there'll be a kind of crazy reunion going on there, like in the comics where this is a scene in the Vision book, which I also read before, these last episodes. Great book. I think Johnny should read it after. And we get like a little flashback to like White Vision. He's like, "Kids, I am not your dad. I don't know who you are. This is not me. That I'm like sort of your dad, but not really." And it's really depressing. So yeah, there'll probably be a scene like that somewhere along the line. But yeah,
Hex goes away. Vision goes away. It's very sad.
Oh, okay, yeah. Wait till we're done the whole show for me going on my rant.
Yeah, we see Wanda go walking by all the people and
they are giving the death stare.
They're giving death stares to her, and she says to Monica. Monica's like, "Oh, thank you. They'll never know what you sacrifice." And Wanda says, "Well, it's not going to change what they think about me." And we hear sirens coming, and Wanda gets the hell out of there because she gets off quite easily.
She really does. But in the grand scheme of things, did she hurt anybody? People. Not really.
Not really, but there's going to be some
she did sort of kidnap them, but they were in their own homes. So is it really kidnapping?
Yeah. Wanda changes her outfit to her outfit. She's got hooded up.
Yeah.
View, and we cut to black.
And then the first end credit scene, which I also predicted, and Jonathan was like, "No, it's just that's so."
No, I never said no to that.
But you said it was kind of redundant, like we already did that.
And it is, yeah, it is. Well, I still think that it is. But...
No, I'm just saying, yeah. But we get the scroll reveal, which is what I thought for most of the time.
Well, it's not even a reveal because it's a different character coming in.
True, that is true. But
it's just a girl coming in.
My thought is that that's just the girl from the same place, and she just transformed there and then did another. Whatever, it doesn't matter. There's scrolls involved.
Yeah, but she says a friend of your mother's, and presumably talking about Fury.
Yeah, Fury, Talos.
They said she wants to meet you, and they said where, and she points up in the sky, mean in space.
Dude, it's Thrawn. She's gonna meet Thrawn. I got Thrawn up there. Yeah, so we get that kind of cool little nod to Captain Marvel 2.
See her next in Captain Marvel 2,
which I am very excited for. I must say, the addition of Monica in this movie will be a great boost. I'm excited to see her superhero costume. I hope it looks like Captain Marvel's, but the black and white look. Yeah. Can I do my Monica rant now? All right. So, Monica, the most wasted potential character in all of the Marvel universe. Well, maybe not, but in recent memory, that's what I can think of.
You also got to remember that this is
not her show. I know. I just think that they set up a great foil that never gets shown in this thing, because I can see why they put her in this show, because she lost her mom and she's still grieving with that pain, but we never get that kind of we never get in-depth details about it beside a passing quip from Hayward, and at the end saying I would have done it too. But I would have liked having maybe a confrontation between her and Wanda about their differing opinions of how to deal with grief, and then that would have maybe helped both characters in a way where, because the only person that got an arc in this entire show is maybe Wanda. Well, yeah, Wanda. Vision doesn't really get an arc. No one else gets an arc. It is called WandaVision. She is the first name in this entire thing. I just think there was missed opportunity there because they set it up and they never did anything with it. And that's literally just the thematic stuff they did, because I think they would have really enhanced these last few episodes to kind of have that differing of opinion. Because I gotta say, the Agatha what's it called? The Agatha motivation is just, oh, you're just too powerful.
Yeah.
And there's also missing opportunity there where there is this contrasting thing where her mom killed Agatha, or tried to kill Agatha because she was too powerful, and now Agatha is trying to kill Wanda because she's too powerful. You think you learn your lesson after that traumatic event where you would have this like someone trying to take your powers because you don't know what to do with it. You just are this powerful being. But no, she literally follows her mom's footsteps, and we don't get any kind of growth there with Agatha. I think that's also a missed thing that they set up and then never got resolved. I don't know. I gotta say though, the one thing that also makes you upset about Monica's character is that we see some great like teases at her powers, but she doesn't get that moment. Like, you know what I mean? She doesn't get her moment to shine. And I think if we had a final conflict with Wanda and her, and it's like a cool fight where you would have Wanda using her crazy powers and a untrained Monica using some photon powers, because Photon is very strong in the comics. She can bend light, she can manipulate waves. She could have done some crazy stuff with Wanda because she got the powers from Wanda technically. All she did was just eat a few bullets and say, "Hey kid, nice job," and that's it. And that's literally it. And I think I don't like. I love. I think her name is Anya Paris. I know her last name is Paris. I love her. I think Tiana. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I love her. I think she's amazing. She's always smiling on whenever you see an interview, which is amazing. Yeah, she's gonna do great. She's gonna make Captain Marvel 2 really worth watching.
I think she's really gonna shine Captain Marvel 2. I think you'd be happy with that. There.
Yeah, and there's also some crazy rivalry going on with them too, which is exciting to build off of.
See with that.
But yeah, that's probably my biggest quarrel with the show. Just the two other female leads not getting much to do come the end of the story. Even though they set it up, they did the hard work. They just didn't hit it home.
Yeah.
So yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
If Wanda brought Maria back somehow.
Oh, that would be crazy. That's another thing.
Convince her to stay.
Yeah, that she could have said like, "Oh my God, this is a fan ending." She brings Maria back and says, "Hey, if you just don't try to stop me, we can live like this, and you could have your mom." But then like Monica's said like, "No, that's not right."
No. Yeah.
And then we get that conflict there.
That would have been great.
Because this is a problem. Like the fact that she's just like, I would have done that too. Like really? Like is that the kind of last thing we're kind of end this show on? Is that I get it. Like what? I'm all for Wanda, but I think that's a very weird final note to end off of, I guess. But alas, this is not the end of Wanda nor the end of Monica. So
yes. Because one more thing here, we got the last end credit scene, which we see the mountain somewhere. I don't know if this is Sokovia. I don't know where this is.
This is Tibet. I thought maybe. Excuse me. I thought maybe when we were looking at this, it was gonna be a Shang-Chi thing. So it was like, ooh, kind of like Eastern. Yeah. But no, I was like, that's a weird way to do it. But besides that, we get this crazy scene. Jonathan will explain it because I think he loves this scene a lot.
So it's just she's sitting out. She's got a cup. She's got a cup with her.
Cup of Joe.
You hear the kettle boiling. Yeah, she's at this cottage. She walks in, but then we go through past her when she goes to get the kettle, and we in a projectional form, astral projection. I'm guessing is what this is.
Yeah. Or like a hex projection. Who knows? Yeah.
If it is astral projection, it proves she's much powerful than Doctor Strange, because when Doctor Strange has to do that, his physical body is asleep when that happens.
Yeah, exactly. She's creating a whole other thing.
She's like twice sentient or whatever.
Yeah, it's a clone.
And she is there just doing crazy hex stuff. She's in the full outfit too.
Reading the Darkhold.
Agatha said, "You're one power. You have the power. What you don't have is the knowledge." And she's getting the knowledge now, and she's going to be...
Exactly. She's reading probably the worst book to start off with for magic for beginners. The evil book that's made by either Photon or Mephisto, whoever kind of agent being they're going to do. She could have done like the thing that Wong recommended, like Sorcerers and Magic 101. No, she starts...
Notice, James, but she should have kept reading, because the warnings...
The warnings come after
the spells.
I love that scene, man.
But then as she's going through this Darkhold, not only do we hear some dark little twisted take on the Doctor Strange theme.
Yes, lovely.
I'm praying they use that. Danny Elfman uses that in Multiverse.
I think they might because of that little hint there.
Yeah.
Or they'll remix it a little.
Dude, it'll be crazy. They could remix Wanda's theme in this with Doctor Strange's theme.
Yeah.
Dark little horror twist on there. It'll go crazy.
What else do we hear, John? Hit it home.
We also hear the kids like screaming.
Yeah, saying like help.
So it could be like there's many theories I've seen about this. Could be like that the kids' souls have gone to some hell dimension.
Yeah, because they had a soul. They were sentient beings.
For sure. And she's now gonna maybe open up the multiverse to get them back, and that's
try to free them.
Story, or so, I don't know.
I gotta say, I have no idea how this makes any sense in accordance with the multiverse because
this show has nothing to do with the multiverse. Everyone's saying the multiverse trilogy, man. This No Way Home, the Multiverse of Madness. There's no multiverse show.
This is just it's the Magic trilogy. I think we should just call it the Strange trilogy because
the Strange isn't even the Strange in this is just the
little hint of thing. Well, I guess it's just because it's magic. I gotta say too, her like little like hand signs looked very Doctor Strange-esque, where they were like prisms and stuff. You know what I mean? It looked like.
Yeah.
So sure, like, and it seems like her powers are more refined too, because before she just had like a little ball of magic that she would just summon, but now you get she's making like complex shapes and stuff. So she's learning quite quick, which does not bode well for a certain sorcerer.
Yeah, and I thought that was a great end credit scene, but overall, the last episode was a bit disappointing. I can't lie.
It was.
I
think we made it better just by talking about it right now.
Reminds me a bit of Wolverine, whereas the majority of that movie, it's like this really different movie, where it's like
Wolverine
action movie.
Yeah.
The samurai stuff.
I like the Wolverine a lot, actually.
I love the Wolverine. But then the third act, it goes into the big superhero CGI fight. And I think this kind of suffers the same thing, where the whole thing's just such an interesting ride, this whole show. Then at the end, it's like, okay, it's just a superhero fight, which is fine. I'm not the biggest action guy.
Yeah.
I'm always more into the story of everything. But I think the actual ending, it was very satisfying.
Yeah, I like the ending. I like the emotional
very emotionally.
Boom at the end. It made it great. I wouldn't change that for the world, to be honest.
So, Cameo.
Episode ranking time?
First year score on the series, I should say.
Okay, series score and the Jamesometer. I'm going to give it an 8.5.
I'm going to give it an 8.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to go higher. Interesting.
It was a great run. And I had a great time with it. I'm happy to see where it goes next. So,
yeah.
Give the quick power episode ranking.
Okay, I gotta find the episode names because I know I will not remember them if I don't look at them. So Johnny has them all written out already. So I'm gonna go after John.
So, number 9 is Breaking the Fourth Wall.
Okay.
That's the weakest episode. Number 8 is the series finale.
Oof. Okay.
Number 7 is Don't Touch That Dial, which is episode 2.
Yep.
Number 6 is Film Before a Live Studio Audience, which is number 1, or episode. Number 4 is Now in Color.
Okay.
No, that was number 5. And number 4 is the All New Halloween Spooktacular.
Yeah.
Crazy. Number 3 was We Interrupt This Program. 1 and 2 are close. They've been flip-flopping, but as of now, because of how hyped I was talking about the video, my number 2 is previously on, and my number 1 is on a very special episode.
Damn. Okay. All right. So I don't know if this is gonna be a coherent list because I'm just looking at the episodes. I didn't have time to make a list because I'm not as prepared as Jonathan is. But I am going to do Wait, Previously On was your second favorite?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. So, my least favorite is episode 7, Breaking the Fourth Wall. I think we both have that in common. My second least favorite is number 4. We interrupt this program.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I didn't think it did that much. I like the Darcy stuff. I like the stuff. I just think I don't know.
You heard it you heard it here first. James Raposo hates Jimmy Woo and BoJack hates the troops.
I love Jimmy Woo. I love him. I hope he becomes the head of Agents of Atlas, which could be a possibility in the future. So the third last, I guess that would be 7 out of 9, would be episode 9, the series finale.
Mm-hmm.
And then, okay, the 5th one would be Now and in Color.
Okay.
The 4th one, all new Halloween Spooktacular.
Okay.
The 3rd, episode 1, filmed before a live studio audience.
Okay, wow, I'm surprised. Okay.
Second, Don't Touch That Dial. And the last would be on a very special episode.
Okay. Wait, what about Previously On?
Oh shit, Previously On. That is I maybe above episode 1. So whatever that is. That's a tentative list. I don't know. This is just on the spot. So
I didn't realize you liked the first 2 episodes that much.
I don't know. I looking back, I thought that was the
I know. Looking back now from the end, dude, it was such a vibe when we were watching those.
It was the most interesting, like, visceral experience just seeing those first 2 episodes and being like, "What the fuck?" And then, and I remember like dying for the whole week trying to see what would happen next in the next episode. Yeah. And I think that's a testament to how good those first 2 episodes were. Great
mystery. It was really gripping mystery, man.
Mm-hmm. All right.
But
this is our 1.5 hour WandaVision review.
You mentioned before the future.
Yes, the future of the universe of Marvel.
What do you think? Where do you think we're heading next with all this, man?
Well, I would say the most logical point would be Wanda doing some crazy stuff with the Darkhold, because it has the name Dark in it, and it doesn't seem like a happy book to be learning Magic 101 in. So I think
going bad.
Yeah, I think she might be going bad because of the Darkhold, and she'll be controlled by the big bad in Doctor Strange. Mm-hmm. There might be some multiverse stuff. I'm gonna say I don't want to hold my breath with the Spider-Man the Spider-Men in Spider-Man 3 because I don't know, we just didn't get that set up enough for it to happen, where it just would be like a weird, just like and in this movie we're gonna boom and we're gonna boom, like, you know, I don't know. They have to set it up where Doctor Strange's like, basically Wanda has opened up the multiverse and she's done this with the Darkhold, and it's like. And I don't know. It doesn't make sense in the story. I'm sure it'll work out, but I don't know. It's a very confusing like state of events where this would happen. But yeah, definitely something like that. I think the Spider-Man will have a role in the last fourth of Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
There might be some. I think we're getting Electro, and I think they might just do
villains. They
might just do a Pietro style recast thing. I'm honestly serious. I think they could do that for Electro and just have him be.
But what about Doc Ock?
I'm gonna say he's thrown in there at the end with the Spider-Man.
What about Willem Dafoe?
They're both fighting. Well, they're both fighting them. I don't know. Whatever.
Okay, well, we know we definitely are getting a multiverse, though, because the movie is called Multiverse Madness.
Oh yeah, we 100% are. It's just how it happens. It just
yeah.
I don't know.
I don't think it's gonna be Wanda's gonna be the cause of it. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think they could fit it all in the Spider-Man movie. Yeah. With the stuff going on as well. Yeah, that's just my problem with it. Because I think if this show really built it up more, I'd be like, okay, 90% of the Spider-Man movie is going to be this shit. But I don't know. I'm probably going to be wrong. I know I'm going to be wrong. My gut is saying, don't get your hype up in this thing. But I think the first trailer, we're going to have Tobey Maguire saying, hey, kiddo. Like, that's probably what's going to happen.
Oh, boy. Let's go!
Someone said this was a really cool theory for Spider-Man No Way Home, which would be that Tobey Maguire actually looks identical to the Uncle Ben of that universe.
Love that.
Which I think would be awesome. I think because, Aunt May is like this young, beautiful woman. And I think that'd be really cool if they had that kind of dynamic. It'll be like Spider-Verse where, you recognize it. Also, that's the thing. It just seems so weirdly placed that they're doing this now with Spider-Verse 2 in development, which is probably the best Spider-Man movie. I don't know. It just seems like they're riding the coattails of that, and I think I really want that movie to be stand on its own 2 feet. But oh well. Sony likes their money, and I can't stop them from doing that. What do you think? What are your theories about the future of this universe?
I don't know. We're definitely going big with Skrull stuff.
Yeah, 100%. I didn't cover that, but that's all but confirmed. Hulkling will definitely be in Secret Invasion or Captain Marvel 2, because that's the trend we're going on with Young Avengers. They're one in every movie. Hulkling is Billy's love interest, and he's like a Skrull guy. He's half Skrull, half Kree monster. I don't know why he's called Hulkling. He just is green and he's kind of big, but whatever. I think there'll be some cool stuff with that. I hope Super Skrull shows up. I like if Super Skrull was the villain for Captain Marvel 2. That'd be cool.
That would be good. But also,
one more thing about Billy and Tommy. I hope they are not the kid actors when next time we see them. No offense. I just think it would be.
Maybe it will age them up.
It wouldn't line up with the rest of the crew that they're currently building with Kamala Khan, Haley Steinfeld. Well, Kamala Khan isn't in the Young Avengers, but they will probably stuff her in there.
She'll be
Haley Steinfeld, Kate Bishop. Who else are we getting? America Chavez is pulling up. And originally, when she's in Doctor Strange, because originally I didn't know why the hell this Captain America, like Superwoman kind of superhero would be in Doctor Strange, this timey-wimey, slimy movie. But reading the Young Avengers book, she's literally a multiversal being, which is kind of cool. So yeah, it makes sense that she would be kind of involved. And I think she's a great character. I don't like her costumes at all. I think they're so funny looking because she's just like, yeah, I'm gonna pull up in jean shorts and wear a Captain America hoodie and call it a day. No, I like some of them better than others, I gotta say. But I think it's cool that she's just like, fuck you guys in your dumb costumes. I'm just in everyday clothes. She is very powerful. I think she could slap up Carol Danvers any day.
What are her powers?
Honestly, just traveling through the multiverse and just being extremely strong and fast.
There you go. That's a good power set.
Yeah.
That's a good movie.
She can fly too.
But in the even more direct future, that 2 weeks.
2 weeks. I didn't know we were going into that.
The Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Which I am extremely excited.
Today for me, the hype, I don't even know why, hit like crazy. I probably because we just ended it last night, but today the hype hit crazy, dude.
I'm very excited.
I told you when the trailer came out, I was like, dude, no way this is going to be better than WandaVision. And I said that because that trailer came out that was the same weekend of on a very special episode.
Yeah.
So, but now that we've finished it up and, we've got the ending, I'm like, dude, this is going to be better than WandaVision. I'm so hyped. Y'all better put respect on Zemo's name.
We get Zemo. I'm excited. I think Sam Wilson is awesome in all the movies he's in. Yeah. I didn't appreciate him enough when I first watched Civil War. I thought he was kind of a footnote in that movie. But he's amazing in that movie. Right. He's great. What's the actor's name? Oh my God.
Anthony Mackie.
Anthony Mackie. I knew he had a funny name. That guy's hilarious. He's great as the Falcon, and I just watched Winter Soldier. Amazing film. One of the best in the Marvel Universe. We know.
Amazing.
I'm gonna watch Civil War next week, I guess, or the week I don't know. I'll watch it before this show comes out because this is my prelude to these two guys. I love James Buchanan. I think he's great just because his name is James as well. So he's got a soft spot in my heart. Yeah, I think it's gonna be great. I like the costumes are amazing in this fucking show, man. Don't get me started on U.S. Agent. Absolutely.
Oh, dude, it's just gonna be bros being bros, man.
Bros being bros, guys being dudes, going to therapy, fighting some flag smashers or whatever they're called. Zemo is gonna be plotting and scheming in the back.
Oh, yeah.
And we have to say, the thing that I'm even more excited than Zemo is U.S. Patriot. I am so excited for this guy to be on live action because I know for a fact he's gonna be. I think he's gonna be like a 1-for-1. Imagine Poindexter, but Captain America.
Damn.
I'm 100% sure he's gonna be actually unstable.
I'm thinking Homelander.
Yeah, I'm thinking Homelander and Poindexter, like a combination of the two, where they're corrupt as fuck. They are. He's like a maniac who's just gonna be killing people and doing some sketchy ass shit. Because why else would they be like, we gotta take this guy out of the thing? Also, how the fuck did they get the shield off of thing? Actually, you know what? Maybe they made another shield because the Wakanda is open to the public.
I'm just hyped that Helmut
Zemo is in the place with his full costume.
I just dropped bands to get that Funko Pop and the jacket.
Oh, you actually bought the jacket?
No, not yet.
That's a birthday present, right?
I get the jacket.
I was gonna say, I got one thing about these shows is that they are the shows of comic accurate costumes because we get Zemo, we get Wanda, Loki will probably get some cool stuff. Again, Loki's coming out very soon, which will be very exciting. We get thing. I'm just excited for these two guys to be like, hey man, you're a dickhead. I know, like just the banter going on between them are gonna be amazing.
Crazy there. Oh, I'm so excited, man.
So exciting, man.
That show is ending. Last episode of that show is April 23rd. So you can bet that Let There Be J will reunite.
Yes, we will. After every big...
You'll be seeing us soon. We're going to be doing...
Wait, April 20... what comes out before that? We have a few movies that come out before that we'll talk about probably, too.
We have...
Oh, yeah, we will be off school by then as well, so we could definitely talk.
We have Godzilla v. Kong.
Godzilla v. Kong and Mortal Kombat.
We have the Snyder Cut and Mortal Kombat. We can talk. We can do a video just for those three.
Those three, which will be exciting. I hope Justice League will be very, what's the word? Newsworthy material to talk about because I'm excited for another DC movie for not the best reasons, I gotta say. Maybe it's gonna be great. Maybe it's gonna be great. Jared Leto is Jesus Christ. Joker is Justice Christ. The Justice League. Okay, that's enough. I think we're running into the ground now.
We will talk to you then, I guess.
Yeah, this has been Let There Be J podcast. Oh, he's this up. All right.